Welcome back to What's on My Needles. This week I will be showing how to do this side of the COVID. So last week I showed how this side was worked. And when we did this one, this bottom edge was a provisional cast on. And I've already made this upper part also with a provisional cast on. But this is just a pretty standard decrease to a small number of stitches and pull through. So I don't really think I need to show you guys how to do that. But this next part is a little bit more fiddly, complicated, because I will be working around the outside of the toilet paper roll. So starting at the seam here and going all the way around, and then there's that little bit of extra toilet paper coming off. Going to see if it stays in focus. I did put a quilted pattern on it, so it's just a mini diamond pattern in purl bumps. So I'm going to go ahead and get this and the COVID part onto double pointed needles and get casted on, and then I'll be right back. Please remember to like, follow, and subscribe to these social media platforms. Links will be provided in the description below. So I've done the first row of the pattern and connected it both to the top of the toilet paper tube and to the bottom of the COVID. So this next part is going to look a lot like short rows if you've done those before. So I'm going to do my wrong side row, which is purl one, knit one all the way across. And then to connect the roll part, so these sheets of toilet paper, to the top of the roll of toilet paper, I'm actually going to do a purl two together. And I rearrange the stitches so that they lay flat. Obviously, if you were doing something, follow whatever pattern or whatever the pattern says. Again, I just rearrange things so that they lay flat. So I'm going to slip that first stitch so that those are a nice pretty edge, and then purl, knit 3, purl 1, and knit 3. I know it's kind of hard to see with all the knitting needles that are around. I just choose to use knitting needles rather than using actual stitch holders because for me it is a lot easier just to keep changing to the next set of needles rather than to have to take stitches off of stitch holders. Okay, so then I've gotten to the last stitch here, and I'm going to do a knit 2 together. Normally that would be written as an SSK. So I'm going to keep doing that all the way around. So I will be back when it is time to connect the two ends of the piece of toilet paper. If you would like to help fund this page, please find me on Patreon at Theatrical Crafts. So at this point I have gotten all the way around the toilet paper side, and it's time to close up this hole. So originally when I was planning to make this, I want this to be the opening, and when I tried that it really didn't work. So I've decided to do the opening on the bottom like I would do with the rest of my little critters. So I'm going to slip the first stitch, and then I'm going to slip the second working stitch on to my needle, and then I'm going to slip my needle through the cast on row behind it. I'm going to yarn over, pull it through, and pull it through. So I'm going to do that again. So slip, slip, and then pull through both. I just don't find it overly useful to try to keep the needles on or keep the stitches on the needles together. And then I don't bother to do it on the purl stitch, and I just know to skip a stitch back here. So if you want to try to do it, to do the connection with leaving the stitches on, be insert, insert, get your needles together or get the stitches together, and then pull through. Obviously, that is not a method that I am more comfortable with due to the fact that I have a very hard time doing it. The other way to do it is just pull through there and then pull it through the first stitch. So that's how this part is closed, and then I will continue to do one more diamond pattern as a little tail, and that is it, except for weaving in all the ends. So this has been a cute little detour onto something cute and adorable and new. This is also a prime example of my very sick sense of humor when it comes to this whole COVID-19 thing. Hopefully by the time that this episode airs, these will be for sale on Theatrical Crafts on Etsy for $20.20. Again, I am not apologizing for my sense of humor in all of this. So yeah, this little guy will be available as of the recording of this video. I have no idea what name it's going to be. It might be Cuddly COVID, but I'm not sure. So look for a link in the description below for where to buy them. And I will see you next time on What's on My Needles.